I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything, at 16 and fall in love with her. But his be gone. How you gonna? Like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
You have any questions for me? No. You need anything to go with you? My phone. Your phone? Where's your phone at? In the car. We're in the car. I'm not looking for phones. I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Hey, one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me, what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
Well, I mean, of course I spoke with my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you gonna have to enjoy your life. You gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
So what I'm saying is, they wasn't...
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come on.
King Harris thought he'd seen it all. The arrests, the Waffle House fights, the paternity rumors, the constant trolling about his sexuality. But nothing prepared him for what dropped next. His own baby mama allegedly leaked intimate content that sent the internet into absolute chaos. And before anyone could even verify if it was real, the damage was already catastrophic. But here's the twisted part. This wasn't just about King anymore. Boosie Badazz saw blood in the water and turned this personal nightmare into a weapon against T.I. himself, igniting a family feud that's tearing through hip-hop like wildfire. The alleged tape hit social media like a nuclear bomb. Within hours, it was everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, group chats. People were dissecting every frame, every angle, every detail. The internet collectively labeled it what they wanted to see, and whether it was authentic or completely fabricated became irrelevant. The court of public opinion had already reached its verdict. King Harris, T.I.'s son, the young man who'd been fighting sexuality rumors for years, was now trending worldwide for all the wrong reasons. His baby mama, the same woman people already suspected of using him for clout and money, had allegedly delivered the final blow to his reputation. But this wasn't some random leak. For years, whispers had been circulating about King's private life. Online trolls constantly claimed he looked different, acted different, that something was off. They said the baby was just a cover story, a desperate attempt to silence the speculation. Others pointed to his relationship choices and social media behavior as evidence of their theories. The hate was relentless and cruel, but King kept pushing back, posting photos with his son, claiming they looked identical, trying to prove his manhood to strangers on the internet. Now those same people were celebrating, claiming they'd been right all along. What made everything worse was how King's attempts to project masculinity had always felt forced to critics. For years, they'd been calling him out for what they labeled gangster cosplay. Here was T.I. and Tiny's son, raised with money and privilege, spending most of his childhood at his grandmother's house, living a relatively sheltered life. Yet he constantly tried to present himself as some hardened street figure who'd survived the trenches.
Yes, yo, that's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
Every time he'd hop online talking tough, or getting into confrontations, the comments would flood with the same response. "This ain't you, stop the act." The Waffle House incident became the perfect example of this contradiction. Video footage showed King losing his mind over fast food, yelling at employees, acting completely out of pocket in public. But instead of seeing a frustrated young man having a bad day, the internet saw proof of their theory. They claimed he was trying so hard to appear tough that he'd blow up over anything just to maintain the image. Even T.I. went live afterward, admitting he couldn't understand why his son would argue with a short-order cook when he lived a life most people could only dream about. The advice clearly didn't stick, because King's public outbursts only escalated from there. Then came the arrests that seemed to validate everyone's worst assumptions about his trajectory. In 2024, police pulled King over in Georgia after he nearly collided with a squad car leaving a gas station. They found weed in his BMW, noticed a gun on his hip, and discovered he had an outstanding warrant from 2022. That old case involved speeding, driving with a suspended license, and a DUI charge he'd apparently been avoiding for 2 years. The arrest footage went viral immediately, King staying calm in handcuffs while being transported to county jail. But the internet wasn't calm at all. They saw this as the inevitable result of someone trying to live a lifestyle they weren't built for. What transformed this from typical celebrity gossip into something much darker was Boosie Badazz deciding to jump into the chaos. But Boosie wasn't randomly trolling King for clout. This was strategic warfare aimed directly at T.I., using King's scandal as ammunition for a feud that had been simmering for years. Instead of mocking King directly, Boosie made slick comments about T.I.'s parenting, letting everyone know this was really about embarrassing Tip in the most public way possible. The internet immediately recognized what was happening. This wasn't just about King's private life anymore. It was about two rap legends using family drama to settle old scores. Boosie has a documented history of making controversial statements about sexuality, including public comments about his own daughter that later required an apology. So when he inserted himself into King's situation, people immediately understood the subtext. This was the same man who'd caught heat for transphobic remarks about Dwayne Wade's daughter, leading to the original beef with T.I. when Tip told him to mind his own business about other people's kids. That confrontation planted the seeds for everything that followed. Accusations of snitching, shots at parenting styles, personal attacks on family credibility. The feud between T.I. and Boosie had been a roller coaster of fake reconciliations and reignited tensions. They'd publicly squash the beef, claim there were no hard feelings, then something would trigger another round of subliminal shots and direct confrontations. By 2023, Boosie was accusing T.I. of not supporting him during his legal troubles, while T.I. was making it clear he wasn't babysitting anyone who kept disrespecting him. The beef had become deeply personal, moving far beyond typical rap industry drama into genuine animosity between two grown men with decades of history and wounded pride. When King's scandal erupted, Boosie saw the perfect opportunity to twist the knife. This wasn't about clout or staying relevant. It was about publicly humiliating T.I. using his own son as the weapon, and the internet absolutely devoured it. The comments section became a battlefield of brutal memes and savage jokes. People started comparing King to Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons, creating side-by-side images that spread like wildfire. Others wrote things like, "He was always weird-looking, too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I., cutting deep into insecurities about appearance and family resemblance that had been festering for years. But the comment that really ignited everything was simple and devastating: "King about to be queen." That single line didn't just mock his appearance or personality, it reopened every conversation about his identity that he'd been trying to shut down. It gave trolls fresh ammunition to question everything about his life choices, his relationship, his attempts at proving his masculinity. The meme exploded across every platform, turning King's personal crisis into internet entertainment that millions of people were consuming and sharing without any consideration for the human cost. What makes this situation truly tragic is how King has been trapped in an impossible cycle for years. Every move he makes to prove himself gets twisted into evidence against him. When he posts photos with his baby claiming they look identical, people say he's overcompensating. When he acts tough online, they say he's fake. When he stays quiet, they say he's hiding something. When he gets arrested, they say it proves he's spiraling. There's literally no winning strategy when the internet has decided your narrative, and King learned that lesson in the most brutal way possible. The pressure of being T.I.'s son while trying to establish his own identity created a perfect storm of self-destruction. King wanted to be seen as independent, masculine, street-smart, and successful, but every attempt to prove these things publicly backfired spectacularly. His privileged background contradicted the tough guy image. His relationships got scrutinized for ulterior motives. His legal troubles were seen as wannabe behavior rather than real consequences. And now, his most private moments were being broadcast and dissected by millions of strangers who'd already made up their minds about who he was. For T.I., watching his son become a public punchline while being used as ammunition in a personal feud must be devastating. Tip built his career on family values, respect, and credibility. Having King's scandals reflect back on his parenting, his legacy, and his ability to guide the next generation cuts to the core of everything he represents. Boosie understood exactly what he was doing when he targeted this vulnerability. It wasn't just about embarrassing King, it was about undermining T.I.'s entire public persona through his most personal relationship. The internet's appetite for celebrity destruction reached new heights with King's situation. People weren't just consuming the scandal, they were actively participating in it, creating content, sharing theories, and building entire narratives around his alleged failures. The paternity rumors, sexuality speculation, gangster cosplay accusations, arrest footage, and family drama all merged into one massive entertainment complex, where King's personal pain became everyone else's morning scroll content. Whether the alleged tape was real, fake, or somewhere in between became completely irrelevant once the internet machine started rolling. The damage was already done. To King's reputation, to his relationship with his child's mother, to his family's public image, to his father's legacy, and to any hope of controlling his own narrative. The tape became just another piece of evidence in a story the internet had been writing about him for years, regardless of facts or truth, or basic human decency. King Harris has officially become a cautionary tale about the price of growing up in the spotlight when you can't control the story being told about you. Every mistake gets magnified, every rumor gets treated as fact, every private moment becomes public property. The trolls who questioned his identity from the beginning are now claiming victory. The critics who called him fake are pointing to his troubles as validation. The people who never wanted him to succeed are celebrating his downfall like they contributed to something meaningful. But perhaps the most devastating aspect of this entire situation is how it's exposed the ugly intersection of family, fame, and feuds in hip-hop culture. King isn't just fighting his own battles anymore, he's become a pawn in grown men's games, a symbol in other people's wars, a headline in stories that have nothing to do with his actual life. His scandals are being weaponized by his father's enemies and consumed by an audience that sees him as entertainment rather than a human being dealing with very real consequences. The feud between T.I. and Boosie shows no signs of ending, which means King's name will keep getting dragged into their conflicts regardless of what he does or doesn't do. Every new controversy becomes fresh ammunition. Every attempt at redemption becomes another opportunity for mockery. Every private moment risks becoming public content. The cycle is self-perpetuating and seemingly endless, feeding an internet culture that's always hungry for the next celebrity to destroy. Right now, King Harris represents everything wrong with how we consume celebrity culture, particularly when it comes to the children of famous people. We expect them to be perfect while actively hoping they'll fail. We scrutinize their every move while claiming to care about their well-being. We turn their mistakes into memes while ignoring the human cost of our entertainment, and we act surprised when they spiral under pressure that would break most adults, let alone young people still figuring out their identity. The question now is whether King can somehow break free from this cycle of destruction and reclaim control over his own story, or if he'll continue spiraling while the internet cheers and his father's enemies use his pain as a weapon. But one thing is absolutely certain. This scandal has revealed truths about fame, family, and the price of growing up in public that go far beyond any alleged tape or social media drama. The real story isn't about what King Harris did or didn't do. It's about what we've become as a culture that consumes human destruction as entertainment and calls it justice.